Welcome back to another video of Talking Marvel, where this time around we'll be looking at where each of the Guardians will next appear in the MCU after the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. If you haven't seen the movie yet, there are spoilers ahead, but I assume you have seen the title already, so let's get into it. Although it was the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the Guardians aren't done. This was evident by nobody actually dying and new members being added. While the team now consists of Rocket, Groot, Adam Warlock, Kraglin, Cosmo, and Phyla-Vell, when is the next time, if at all, we'll see the other members of the remaining team? Who I'm talking about here is Star-Lord, Gamora, Nebula, Mantis, and Drax. As a real Marvel fan and somebody who knows how these things go, I assume you stayed for both end credit scenes. While the first one gave a look at the new Guardians team, the second and final post-credit scene showed Star-Lord returning to Earth to see his grandpa. While we don't need to get into the details here yet, the movie ended with a screen saying Star-Lord will return. That is the only hero with confirmation of returning. While the MCU can take a number of different routes as the Guardians and Star-Lord have gone on many adventures in the comics, the most realistic return for him would be for a big threat, possibly one that threatens Earth. That would be the next Avengers in the Kang Dynasty. It makes sense since he is an Avenger and now he's close to the action right on Earth rather than on nowhere. But another movie he could appear in, depending on when it's released, is Eternals. The events of the few Eternals being taken by Arishem at the end of the movie was finally mentioned, and it was in the second post-credit scene with Star-Lord and his grandpa. Seeing as Ego, Star-Lord's father, was a Celestial, his home base was in a dead Celestial's head, and Arishem is also a Celestial, it could all connect nicely. That's enough of Star-Lord. Let's move on to another hero. We have a really good idea of their future. Drax. As many know by now, Dave Bautista, who plays Drax, already said that the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is his final movie in the MCU. This means no further appearance, and I believe that even includes cameos. Since we first met him, Drax has been focused on getting revenge for his wife and daughter, who were killed, and is family-oriented. This was noted throughout Guardians 3, and he was given a proper send-off by getting the chance to care for all the children they saved, as a dad instead of a destroyer. Moving on to Mantis, she left with the three Abelisks to go off on her own, and while she was introduced in a different way in the MCU than in the comics, this could be their chance to give her the time to grow and to get more powerful alone. She won't be the same without Drax, as they had amazing chemistry, and were always together, being fairly stupid. We've already seen Mantis grow a lot since Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and while I don't think we see her for a few years, there's a good chance she's brought back in with the Abelisks for Secret Wars in some capacity, since the MCU is trying to include more heroes than Endgame did. Gamora and Nebula are tough ones, as I think Gamora will be off screen for longer since she has found a home with the Ravagers. Nebula won't return soon either. We really got to see the extent of Nebula's abilities, and she is stronger than she has been shown in the past. This will make her a valuable asset in the future. She also has connections to the Avengers from being someone who survived the snap. While she has chosen to go off on her own and not to stick around on Nowhere, she has a connection to Eros and the Eternals as well. Eros, or Star Fox, is technically Thanos' brother, which makes Nebula and him intertwined. Much of their past could be revealed, but like Star-Lord, Nebula has a good chance at showing up in the Eternals, and if not Avengers the Kang Dynasty, then Secret Wars for sure. Gamora could actually be done in the MCU unless they can find a way to incorporate the Ravagers back in. Since they always hang around the galaxy doing things, she can make an appearance or two somewhere down the line. Where do you think we'll see these five, or four, excluding Drax again in the MCU? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like and sub for more every week.